unfortunately, we're not going to have camo livery this year. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I'm sad for two reasons. Is because, like I said, we're not going to have any camo livery this year. And second, the livery is the same for Red Bull, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm disappointed, but at the same time I'm very surprised from what I've seen from the car. I'm going to talk about this video. Welcome to another video, guys. My name's Tom, and I'm here for my instant reaction of the Red Bull RB16 that was released a few hours ago. And talking about already of the livery, yeah, it's the same thing. Some logos change their place now. In the nose we can see a bigger logo from Honda. That, to be honest, was the only difference that I've seen from this car. And like I said, I'm disappointed because it's the same livery. I was expecting something a little bit different from Red Bull, if not just a camo livery from the filming day. No, unfortunately, this is what we have, is the only livery that we're going to see from Red Bull this year. But there are some things that really surprise me on the aero side of things, that like Ferrari, they went a little bit extreme with the arrows, and it seems that it's legal, because if they're showing the car, surely the car, it's legal. Probably this is not the final product, as all the teams that I've shown, especially the Ferrari, that is not a car model of the car of last year like Mercedes and Haas. But probably we're going to see some changes once we get to the first day of testing and in Barcelona. But by seeing by this perspective, as I'm showing, it seems that it's the same car, it's the same model, the same aero, but there are some differences that I've seen from Twitter, from some journalists, and I highlighted those parts that I've seen as well, to show to you guys in this video. Starting with the nose, that I think was the most noticed thing that I've seen on social media in these last few hours. That is on the nose. We see, as you can see, there are some two holes on the nose, which is very interesting. I don't know what can help for in terms of downforce, but maybe I suspect that can help for cooling. I don't know, maybe the air can be conducted through the nose and then get to the brakes. That's the only thing that is occurring to me at the moment. And in the final part of the nose, we have a hole where it used to be wasn't used to be a hole, sorry. So Red Bull putting parts where the air could flow, and then that air could flow through the nose. I don't know if that's legal in Formula 1, is the things that are coming to my head. I'm just suspecting. This is not 100% sure by far. I'm not a specialist in aero, I'm just in my first year of university. But like I said, I suspect that these holes can flow the air and maybe help in the brake cooling of the car. Or if that's not the case, I believe that helps on the front end of the car. The air can flow better and push the car down to the track, and that can help the front downforce. That's my second option, I should say. And now here in the below part, where I highlighted, is not fully plain. There's I should call. There's a gap. I went to the Google Translate to see the words. There's a little gap, as you can see, on the below part of the nose. So that was very interesting as well. I don't know how can that help, but it was a thing that I noticed. I think the last year's car was a fully plain. There wasn't no gap, basically. That's what I am trying to say. Then we go back to the rear wing, and the most noticeable part was these two parts. Generally, I think it's just one part, from what I remember, and Red Bull decided to introduce two. I don't know how this part of the car is it called. Make sure to tell me on the comment section below. I'm not an F1 engineer, like I said, but I'll try my best to describe what I'm seeing. I think these two parts help to conduct better the air once the air itself gets to the rear wing. Maybe it gets more wavy, I should say. The airflow, thanks to these pieces, I should say, gets more wavy, and then those wavy air goes to the rear wing, and that should give more downforce, is what I'm suspecting it should be, because we used to see just one part of these parts on the rear wing, and Red Bull decided to introduce two. It seems that it's legal. I'm seeing, like I said, like the Ferrari, the teams are introducing more extreme aero parts of the car, more aggressive aero, I should say, in a regulament of Formula 1 where the aero should be simple, and that was introduced last year. And then in the side, in the end plate of the rear wing, we can see a hole with the kind of a shape of a rectangle, and I have absolutely no clue how this can help in downforce. Maybe you guys can tell me on the comments, because we used to see like just very tiny holes separated by a piece of carbon fiber, and Red Bull decided to introduce something different this year, and I found it pretty interesting to highlight, to show you guys in case that you didn't notice. And then in the cockpit, this was pretty. This reminded me a little bit of the Ferrari that was revealed yesterday. You can see from the part where the air enters to go to the engine, to cool the engine, we have a tiny column that connects to, it's not the headrest, but it is very close to the headrest. It's highlighted in black, and we've seen this from the Ferrari, but two bars, two columns from each side, and Red Bull showed here from just one side. I'm not entirely sure if this is normal on the Formula 1 cars, because I'm not into much details. I just started to go to the details once I start to make these analysis videos. I'm not entirely sure if I've seen this column in previous F1 cars, so that was one thing that caught me my attention as well. And then I highlighted in red, we can see just a little piece, a very thin piece, that is not on the headrest, but that really caught my attention. And like I said, like in that rectangular hole on the rear wing, I have absolutely no clue how that can help. And like I said, maybe you guys can help me on the comments, because probably you have a better knowledge of the aero. But here's one picture that I've shown you already in the beginning of the video, that the car is in the doing his shakedown at Silverstone and doing his filming day. And like I said, I'm disappointed with Red Bull. I was expecting a crazy camo livery. At least I saw this livery in the morning, and it was the same, and I was hoping, okay, please, at least a camo livery to make us fans happy, but not even that. Yeah, I'm sad, but that's how things go. Hopefully that Red Bull goes a bit crazy next year in 2021 once the rules get changed massively. But that has been the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash like and subscribe channel if new to see plenty more Formula 1 content. I'm going to continue with the analysis and reaction videos of the F1 cars. At the beginning of the afternoon, the McLaren is going to be released. It's going to be on a live stream. Probably I'm going to record myself reacting to that live stream. I'm going to see if I have time for that. If I don't, I'm going just to make the reaction at the end of the day probably. But once again, that has been the video. My name's Tom, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.